From the beginning, we were wrong, and only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and the mutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen. Terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amethen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalour. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years the war raged. For 10 years the armies of Men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
What do you think this one is then? Alpha, the run? Could even be a Jotun.
Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
Okay, and here we are in Kingdoms of Amalour Reckoning. It's an older game, and yeah. So there's this guy Zixon that's mouthing off on my last video there, you know. And here's the thing: first of all, the package that came with is several years old. So updating it to a newer version of Unreal was a bit of work. And then, on top of that, he's going, oh, it looks a little laggy. Well, while it was recording, I was also compiling the shaders, which uses up all kinds of system resources. It's just a test to see how it looks and how it whatever, right? If you want to look at a video that looks a little more intense for that, go back a few of the Unreal videos where you're in that thing where the guy comes out of the mountain, his little mountain fortress. Look at the lava streams there. And I mean, I you know, I'm using a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old graphics card, which is technology is probably 15 years old. And, you know, that I'm able to do it tells the rest of you not to listen to this guy and his pro propaganda about Windows 10. That operating system is a phone operating system, okay? from their failed phone business that they wanted to shove at all us users. And while I was sitting here doing something, all of a sudden the operating system tried to take over and give me Windows 10, which I immediately was able to stop. A lot of people didn't and weren't. And I've sat there and watched streamers sitting there in the middle of their games watching Windows things pop up and give them grief and crap like that. I mean, what's next? Are we going to get EA advertising pop up in the middle of my screen just every 40 minutes I'm online or something? Like, screw off with your corporate bullshit, okay? I mean, you want me to get angry? I'm going to get angry about it, okay? Anyway. 16 gigs of RAM, 1 gig of graphic memory, and you're able to do things like that. So don't give me an excuse about crying about the AAA companies either, okay? Because really what it comes down to is they're going to keep pushing and doing these things, and these people that are in office, all these governments are all corporate hacks. They're all paid for by them, right? It's all a public optic. If it gets to be bad, then they give us a little bone until we're all used to it again, and then they move the goal field a little further, okay? What you got to do, guys, is get around people like myself. There's I got a friend named Marcus Givens. He does compositing work and different stuff for YouTube people and all this stuff. There's artists here that do different work for comic books, indie comics and stuff like that. There's tons of talent to pull yourself around, and you don't need these AAA people to have a decent video game. There was one thing that Epic showed in their on their page. One guy made this one video game. One guy. And after I saw that, that's an inspiration for everybody. Okay? So, yeah. Let's see here. What do I want? I just wanted to show this off because it actually is quite well optimized, even though the owner of the game ended up going to jail, and it's an EA game, which I don't usually play any EA games anymore because they're just jerks. And I don't care to say that. I don't, it's my personal opinion. Call it what you will. Anybody who backs up corporate anything anymore is just looking to make money off you, okay? I'm not even worried about making, getting monetized here on YouTube anymore. I just keep seeing more and more of this crap, and from what I'm seeing from Google's little YouTube, Google's algorithm playing, they're messing with the AI so that it will screw with people that don't agree with them. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry, you're no longer a search engine. You're no longer a carrier, you're a publisher. Okay? When you mess with an algorithm and make it non-neutral, okay, that's it. And I may not always agree with people, okay? But I know you have the right to say it. Okay? That's the difference, okay? There are people that are around here that are trying to silence people. Okay? That's the kicker. Alright? The only reason this guy Zixon is over here posting is because I handed it to him on another channel's place where I made him look like a freaking idiot. Alright? I mean, and here's the thing about Windows that all of you need to know, okay? There is a DLL on every version of Windows that allows Microsoft to technically come in and take control of your computers, okay? It's not a quite tech takeover thing. It allows them to start messing with stuff, all right? And where did I learn that? Oh, from one of the Russian hackers that I know, all right? Okay? And yeah, I am a hacker. Anybody who messes around with stuff, by definition, is a hacker. Code hackers, all kinds of different hackers. There's 19 million definitions to that word. And I don't know. I don't know where it all leads, and I don't care, and I'm thinking it's beginning to look like BitChutes might be the way to go for everybody. If you want to just play games and have fun, and I don't care about monetization and all that jazz. I don't know what the rules were. I tried to upload a video to BitChute, and it just didn't work. I don't know. I guess do I have to pay them to do it? I don't really know anything about it. So I mean, if I'm gonna get harassed by this clown here, I'll spread the word and I'll send 5 million people at his little YouTube channel, right? Like that's a threat, right? Well, I don't want to threaten him, but he's coming here to threaten me. You know? I'm not a snowflake, you little prick. If you want to really have at it, look at his YouTube channel, okay? Wow, what a lot of high-tech video games he's playing. It looked like something from Windows 95. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's funny. Oh, this one looks good. Oh. Anyway, I'll just get into this and then start doing that. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks good enough.
A Varani. Must have been a mercenary, come to fight in the war. I could have told him how he'd end up. Not in bad shape, though, all things considered. All right, then. Make sure it goes into the report.
Yeah, it's lagging a bit here.
You know he'll want all the
Once
details.
again, OBS.
Amazing how well the body
uses up
held
a
up.
ton of system
Better
memory.
than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
I mean, what kind of a user
Anything else
on
we
YouTube
need?
runs around yelling at people because
Unless you'd like to name him,
they're
I
not
think
a
we're
rich
done.
little prick like
Put
they
him with
are.
the others.
You know, this is what comes down to the let's see here. There we go. I'll wait till this is done. This guy's dropping in a little hole here.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
There won't be a next time. Whee! Oh. Where did I fall? Isn't this just where you want to wake up in the morning, eh? Ooh. Come on, push them off. Come on. Yeah. If you ever worked on a farm, you know what that smells like. You got a little manure pit where you throw everything that's dead into it. Oh. I'd wash my feet for a week. Man, it's a good intro to the game, eh? Come on, jump off of there, dummy. See, and another thing that really irks me a lot is a lot of these Twitch streamers and high-end YouTube, they get all this money and they go to it and they get a high-end PC. And I want to give you an explanation of why that can be bad. So you're showing this game off called Inquisitor Martyr, let's say, and everybody else that got the game was saying, "Hey, this game's really buggy. It's not working great." And these top streamers, game streamers, were all going, "Oh, it's great. See, look, it works great. Blah 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 blah." And so we were all conned into, you know, they'll fix it, they'll make it work better. And I mean, I had to take a Diablo 2 style game from maximum resolution, which I have here, okay, down to almost 800 by 600 just to get the game to work, okay? And this is all what it's down to, is you need, if you're going to do game reviews properly, okay, and get my trust and other users' trust of game review, you need a PC that's older to see how it runs. Or ask some users that have older ones to test it out for you too. Buy them a copy of the game. You got all the money. You got the 10,000, 20,000 subscriptions. I mean, you're monetized there, eh, Zixon? Well, geez, you know, get buying some games. Start showing me that you can create graphics. Go get Blender and start doing things. Shut up and just do stuff, okay? Quit whining that other people are actually doing things rather than whining and complaining about them. Whoa. Whoa. Let's get up here. Yeah, this game's it's a little weird the mouse is really touching. Let's go get some weapons. Pick up this purple notes. Okay. Thank you. Need a weapon. Over here. Pull the lever. Ooh, what's over there? Haha. Oh, no, nah. Anyway, I've also had a really bad flu this month, and it's semi-back, it's semi-not back, you know. Oh, this is dizzy.
They're all over.
This game makes
Run!
me dizzy. Hold on here. Can I scroll in a bit? There we go.
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter for the might of the Tuatha!
How do I swing with a weapon here? Ah, there we go. Mouse does it. Elite. 3 gold. Where am I going here? This way. And it's not necessarily the operating. See, one of the things I'll say is, you know, if you want to use DirectX 12, okay, then fine. You can get maybe some better uses of games. But I got a little thing for you there, buddy. Okay, you can actually use Windows 7 motherboard. Okay, there's a little trick to it. And it's actually, even the video for that is on YouTube. And what does that mean? It means you can use brand new graphics cards on a brand new motherboard with, say, something like Windows 7. You don't need to buy into the bullshit spy operating system from Microsoft, okay? And if Microsoft is listening, do something about it, man. Prove to me.
Help!
Prove to me you're not a bunch of sacks of shit spying blah. You know, I almost swore there. Where am I going now? I gotta go around here and jump. Yeah, OBS just kills things, okay?
You! Up there, please help me!
Alright, I'll come down and help.
More mortal scum!
Dodging, attacking, direction, okay. Come out, you're dead. Come on, you. There we go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, Wait. I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead. It worked. By the tome, it worked. You're alive. You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you. Professor Formerus Hughes, the Well of Souls is his life's work. The Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going! Let me get this door, and we can be on our way.
I just wanted to put that up for a video because, you know, there's a couple other things that I wanted to state too.
You go first.
I've kind of been doing a little bit of research about some of these people on some of these, shall we say, YouTube channels, commenting areas that are making comments. And I found that about 80% of the people that seem to be pro-Steam are of Indian descent that make game apps kind of things. And they're the ones that pay like $100, put it into Steam, and if they get $1,000, they don't care. Some idiots, okay? Because they give Steam $300 and they get $700, and it costs them $100, so they're making $600 profit. And then they just go make another 4 games, okay? They just flip these assets and things. They love Steam for that. They can't do that with Epic, you see. And this is a thing that none of these guys are talking about either, okay? There's a quality assurance with Epic that you just can't do that kind of thing, okay? And I'm like, yep. And the other thing is that you get ignorant people who have no idea what's going on in the game development community either. Where Epic, they call it cloud service, which is a stupid word because it's third-party hosting. And there's a company that was doing that for like hundreds of games. And they had a thing with Unity that was allowing Unity games and Epic and Unreal and all open source games and stuff like that to host on this thing. And Unity tried to pull a fast one by making their own version of that and excluding by terms of service anybody from using that other cloud hosting and their engine. That would have screwed. Go ahead, look up how many Unity games are online right now. All those games would have stopped working, okay? Epic not only stood up to the plate, but gave them $150 million to keep going, and then pulled them in and said, okay, here's some money for this, but I want you to make it for Godot, open source engine, and this engine, and that engine too. Make sure that you're doing this for everybody. Wow, that sounds like an evil company, eh? And then there was another thing that Unity did there, and it was a massive backlash, and none of these game guys are reporting, okay, yeah, the store is bad, okay? And how do I know the store is bad? Because I went and got the Unreal Engine, and I'm playing around with it, seeing what it can do, and I can add 10 things in the cart there, and it will give them to me, whereas if you go to the store, you can only buy one thing at a time. Right? They got a sale on. Why wouldn't you want to buy 4 or 5 games, right? You know? There's no excuse for that. There's zero excuse for that. Literally. Okay? Other than that, I don't really have a problem with the store. I don't. What's the big deal? They could use maybe a little bit of Uplays technology there for security. Seeing how they're partnered with them, maybe that could get done. Who knows? Maybe a cross-licensing deal, you know? But other than that, no big deal. No big deals. And yet these guys do it, and they're monetized, and every time one of you guys views their videos and watches their crap, they get paid for it. Okay? It's like fake news, okay? It's bullshit. And I'm getting a little tired of it, and I know other people are too, because they just shaking their heads at a lot of these guys. And And this Tim Pool guy, he gets everything he deserves, man. He went and messed with, he tried to take Subverse as a name for a company and then try and do all this crap with it. Meanwhile, somebody has tried to have that name since the year 2000, okay? Like, you know. Oh boy, here we go.
This is what they're after. Our greatest invention, the Well of Souls. Imagine an end to war, an end to death.
Ooh. Imagine if they remade this game today. How nice it would look. Anyway, I just wanted to get some whatever out there and head off silly people acting up and stuff like that. Like, I'm just not in the mood to put up with people's crap anymore either, you know. I put up with enough of it from EA, I put up with it from Blizzard, I put up with it from, what other game companies have tried messing around here? I mean, I even got the free game from Epic there recently, the Rebel Galaxy. And I left the music in, which, just as a test, and 3 different music companies hit me with 3 different copyright claims. So I just pulled the video down, right? I'm not monetized. Even YouTube said it wouldn't affect me at all, but it would be there, right? What happens if I got monetized? What happens if tomorrow I did a live stream and had 2,000 people sub and sat in a chat room with me for an hour, right? I'd be technically have more than enough to be monetized, and then that would come back to me, and then, you know, blah 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 blah, right? So, and this is where I get to the point where, you know what, screw it, you know, I won't buy any more games. I'll make them. Why are more of you talking that way? You know, it's because most of the people doing it are these Steam asset app clicker kind of guys, and it's one of the only things I actually agree with Jim Sterling. If you look at his last couple of videos, he's just gone full turd idiot. Okay? I mean, anybody who supports Carlos Monza deserves all they get. Hit the lever! This isn't a bad game. I played it right till the end and got to level 40 with another guy.
One of the storerooms. See if you can find anything useful.
Like over here. Get a shield. Maybe I should get some of my armor and stuff on there. That's equipped. What's better? This. I'm not worried about the rest of that. Yeah. Yeah, I got it on. Now I can do blocks.
Wait! Do you hear something? More Tuatha!
Gosh, Dustling. Time to die. Yeah.
I did what they told me and I got hurt.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it?
Where? Oh, that one over there. The one I killed. Oh, okay, he's already dead. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. And, like I said, you know, just be mindful of more than just, you know, our consumer end of things, because stuff goes on in the background of everything, right? And a game developer can be anybody, okay? Like even me, all right? And yes, I made my first game. Let me see here, 36 years ago. So yeah, have a nice day.